Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Time for me to give the English language some love again. I'm so sorry for not putting up videos in English. I have just really been following my my flow and not putting any pressure on myself to do anything that I don't want to do. But I feel inspired, and let's talk about the moon. The moon, the full moon, the flower full moon. And I've got some other really interesting observations about the neutrino stream that I would like to share with you. And reminder before we start, this is an update about the neutrino stream, and always be critical. Always trust whatever you see and what you respond to, or however your inner authority works, if you follow human design or not. The neutrino stream is the neutrino stream, and your energetic imprint is your energetic geometry. So make sure that you always keep that in mind, and that this is why we look at the neutrino stream, because it's really a really beautiful tool to understand, okay, what am I getting challenged by all of the time? Which energies are mine? Which is outside of me that I also feel into? How can I choose to, what relationship do I want to have towards this energy? And we're going to speak about this. We're going to speak about the relationships to certain energies, and we're going to speak about where the moon is, and we're going to speak about mutation. Okay. Welcome. We're going to share the screen. So the moon is about gravity. Did you know? Well, at least this is what the human design science says, that the moon is all about the gravity. If we didn't have the moon, we would be floating out in the space, is what I'm guessing. What do you think? Anyways, the full moon, we usually speak about it being a good time to see what is ready to let go of. But before we start talking about that, I really want to give you this view, and let's see what's going on. We have the sun in gate 2, and gate 2 is all about direction. Where do we find gate 2? We find it in the G center. This is also where the Earth is. So this is 70% of the neutrino stream. And we also have the moon here. So the full moon will be happening in gate 1, and it's in the G center. And the G center, as we know, or might not know, but it's all about direction and love and our connection to the universe. And this is also very much connected to the nodes, which I've been talking about before, that this is the scene where everything is playing out right now. And the big theme is about, for humanity overall, is about who am I individually, and how do I nurture myself? This is the big theme, the big scene theme that is playing out right now. So, and with this moon, there's a lot of individual initiation, creativity. There's one thing I want to say also about the individual channels. You might know, or you might not know about this, but there's depression inherent in the individual circuitry because of not knowing, when going into the melancholic seasons, if we start giving the meaning to the sadness, for example, this is where it could turn into these spirals of negative thoughts and the negative spiral. So this is about learning about our creative muse and how it operates. And this is something that I've been exploring a lot, especially the last year, more in a contemplative state. Before that, it was really about diving into it, and it's been a little bit yeah, it's a journey we can talk about another time. But it's interesting because I had some insights the other day, And today, before I listened to Ra about what he was saying, but it's not like I haven't listened to him before, do you know what I mean? But it was just like, you know how things just land and then they're just like, yeah, there we go. This is exactly how it operates for me. And I can truly see that. So I'll explain what I mean here. So the one is about the creative, unique expression. This is the theme about this gate. And we also then have the sun about the individual direction. We also have Pluto activated in gate 60. This is the gate of limitation, and limitation is your form. The interesting, how do you say it? Activation right now, I find, is Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is in gate 3. So we have this whole channel of mutation happening. And this is the big theme that we're in as a humanity, because we also have then Saturn activated in gate 55. The whole mutation is about spiritual awareness, emotional awareness. This is what the mutation is about. And I want to speak a little bit about this and the relationships we have towards our emotions and our creative expression, our unique expression, about who you are, and the relationship you have towards yourself, and whatever your form is about. Because, well, it's going to be depending on from what culture you come from, whatever you've been programmed with and about. This is not about learning how to take control over your emotions. This is about learning and understanding your relationships, your relationship to your emotions, because the relationship you have towards your emotions, it's going to intensify, and you're going to be forced, almost, the mutation is happening, to learn to develop a deeper relationship to your emotions. And as I said, it's not about controlling it. It's about understanding and getting to know your emotions. This is what it's all about. Just as you cannot control your thoughts. It's about creating relationships to your thoughts. It's about, you cannot control yourself. It's all about creating a relationship to yourself. You can't control anything. It's all about what relationship you have to everything. And this is why I love human design, because it can truly, if you, it gives you a broader perspective. This system is not about putting you into a box and because of that you are limited. This is not about limit anyone. This is really just about seeing everything from for what it is. It's more a system to expanding. And even if it teaches about that you have a certain strategy and you have a certain inner authority, it doesn't matter. Well, whatever information that is, you still have to experiment with it to see the validity in that. So no matter if it doesn't lead you to whatever was said there to be the truth, hopefully at least it leads you for you to really track how that process is for you and what works for you. That is the main goal with everything what we're doing here. So back to the mutation and the creative muse. The individual circuitry really knows that it's not about limiting anyone, and I'm gonna walk my own way and you can say whatever you want, because I know I'm going this way and this is the only way. This is my way or the highway for you, whatever you're doing. That's pretty much what what the individual secretary is saying. And it's so this is probably a time where you might get inspired, but as I said, it might also be a bit of a emotional overload. It's all depending in what energetic expression you are. What is your energetic geometry? Because we all have different ways of dealing with emotions. It's going to depend if you have a defined emotional system or if you have an undefined. But, and I've spoken about this before, depression is inherent in all of these format gates and also individual circuitry. But the depression happens when you try to give a meaning for whatever you're feeling. So try to really challenge yourself in just letting whatever be, if you know what I mean. And it's the same for someone outside of you. Can you accept yourself and the relationship with yourself for who you are, and can you accept others for who they are and their relationship to how they are dealing with things? Or can you assist them in accepting things for being what they are? There's nothing to fix here. It's really just about leaning into the process and trusting the process. It's all about trust, really. That's what this whole system is teaching. Is about trusting the process, trusting yourself. And yeah, I find it really fascinating, and I think it's pretty clear. And please share if you can see something that I don't see, or just share whatever you see with this and what's going on right now. Jupiter is going to stay in gate 3 till the 25th of May. And I think Saturn is going to be a few more days. I think it's to the 7th of May in the 55th gate. So there's this deep mutation that is happening. And yeah, the theme of the moon, what it might be is that you might get these creative hits, maybe inspiration in some way. And I was saying in the Swedish video that see if you can, whatever this might be about, to let go of the expectation of the results of things. So maybe just have fun with whatever. And creativity can be anything. In my opinion, everybody is an artist, and an artist have their unique expression. It can be painting as much as it can be talking. Do you know what I mean? Like cooking, whatever. So don't limit yourself, but like see what wants to be birthed through you. And as I said, if you haven't been creative or been experimenting with your creativity for some time, use this time as a just a playful time to just get going, and that can be whatever. And I was also speaking about this in the Swedish video, that creative people know that you can't force creativity, and this pulse is all about that. It's just like the pulse is happening or it's not happening. So when it's not happening, you don't want to make up a lot of excuses for why it's not happening, because that's when you might end up in the depressive state. So this is speaking about, this was the insight I was going to talk about, that when the sadness hits, that's kind of when you want to like just flow with that and then see the inspiration that comes with that, because there's a beautiful force in that. And if you really go with that flow, that's where the creative process is happening, where you really can get something out. And it's the same with channeling. I was speaking also about this, that it's almost like you can't take credit for whatever is then created from that process, because it's like you being only the vessel for for that creation to just come into form in some ways. It can be words, it can be a painting, it can be whatever. But that's kind of when it's just happening, and you can't explain it. That's like the real magic. And yeah, you can only really catch that, like that. Just you can't force that. It just really happens by itself. And but what I'm trying to get here is that there needs to be a creative window for that to appear. And I mean, you do it your way, and you might now be knowing exactly what I talk about. You might be very how do you say this, experienced in your creative process, or you might not be. But it can just, I don't know. I think I just wanted to challenge you to bring out the creative muse with the energies that are activated, because you might surprise yourself, or I don't know, just create some no, all I want is that there's a beautiful window for that to happen that you can take advantage of. And I don't mean this to stress anyone. If you don't feel like being creative, fuck it. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. You need to find out whatever this full moon is a theme for you. But full moons is always a really uh beautiful time to, and I think it's a beautiful time to really look at what is present, what needs my attention right now. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to let go of something. It might be whatever, but something wants your attention. It can be very emotional, and especially with the activations that are active right now. So I just wanted to kind of also give you like the technical information about that. There is the depression inherent in these energies activated, but there's also very cool creative ways that you can use this energy. And depending on what your chart looks like, this is going to affect you in certain ways. So for example, me, myself, and I have the 39 activated in my chart. So it's good for me to do some extra breathing exercises at the moment. I also have the 38 activated. So it's gonna create this wave here. So what I've noticed is that my body wants to move way more now than it's has been for some time. So it's all of this is gonna be dependent on what your chart looks like. So you want to have a look at that to really know how it's gonna affect you individually. But there's a general theme, and this is what we've spoken about here. So there might be like new inspiration for going some places. If there's something that's been coming up before, this might be a theme right now it might come up. But always listen to your inner authority, whatever that is. If it's true or if it isn't, it might just be inspiration right now. But it's definitely an initiation of wanting to step up and like step up for yourself and the direction you're going, whatever that is. There's power, there's an extra power, extra force with that right now. Okay, I'm gonna finish there. I can hear my mind trying to look for if I forgot to say something, but I think this is just what I wanted to give you. Pluto is here, gate 60, gate of limitation, gate of your form. There's an exploration. What is your form? What is the meaning of my form? My form is my limitation, but within that, I'm limitless. The great pulse of that mutation of getting to know my emotions, deeper relationship with myself, my form, Who am I? How do I nurture myself? What direction am I going? And how do I want to express myself in that direction? All of that is taking place right now. And also Neptune in gate 36. And this is yes, there is a crisis right now, but the illusion is the crisis because the crisis is needed for something new to arise. Yeah, this one, I haven't spoken about this one in this way before as well, but that might be like sexual curiosity here as well, because that's also what the gate 36 is about. It's not only about crisis, but it's a collective wave. So it's like what does the collective want to have as an experience? We can't really, we don't have control other than we can create awareness of, for example, well, there's a crisis in the economical structures right now, right? And this is the time where the mutation is happening. So this is us right now deciding together on levels that I don't know if any of us can even know and understand, but there's things are happening and you are very much part of it, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you like it or not, it's happening. It's you, it's within us all, it's happening. Okay, with that, I am gonna stop this conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share what you are seeing. And the reminder here is also, don't take my words for anything. Do your own research. I hope if there was anything here that you could respond to or was inspirational, please share it. And it's always nice to hear also if you have a unique viewing of what is going on. Maybe there's a certain theme for you right now that you want to share about. Please do. It will very much be appreciated. And please like and please subscribe. Subscribe. It means a lot. Okay. Goodbye. And happy new moon. No, happy full moon.